I'm Rev Jay Stuart Glover. Welcome to Faith Talk. We are living and persevering through difficult times. As we clearly see the news events of every day, we are realizing that we are currently being evicted from the normalcy of our lives. And some people believe it is for the better, while others feel as though we are navigating into dangerous waters. The good news is that by the grace of God, we remain hopeful in the midst of uncertainty and momentary chaos. The Apostle Paul offers these words in the letter to the Romans, the 12th chapter and the 12th verse. It reads in this way: "Be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, and faithful in prayer." I love this invitation to embrace joy in our hopefulness. To embrace hope means to anticipate with a confident expectation. Father Brian Massengale writes, "Hope is the expectation of a new future." He says, hope is the belief that things can and will be radically other than they are now. So our hope for a brighter tomorrow allows our hearts and minds to joyfully transcend beyond the tensions of our current struggle. And yes, we are in a complex struggle. Our hope allows us to be joyfully lifted, resurrected from despair and desolation. The good news is also that not only do we have a confident expectation of a better tomorrow, but we also have the presence of God with us today. As a person of faith, I believe that God does not take us out of the struggle, but God enters into our struggle and walks with us, talks with us, strengthens us, and leads us along our journey. And for this reason, we can be, as the Apostle Paul says, we are to be patient in affliction. Now, when we hear the word patient, we often associate patience with waiting. But I want to let you know that a closer look at the language of the text reveals that being patient in affliction points not to simply waiting for things to go away, not burying our heads in the sand, but persevering in and through the adversity with a proactive due diligence. It implies bravely enduring in and through our affliction with wisdom, faith, intentionality, and deliberate strategies in place. Now, with all the people that are losing jobs these days, patience in affliction means that we may increasingly need to bear one another's burdens and sorrows, helping one another and pressing on in unity. So my prayer is that we be a courageous people in these days of challenges, who are people who look beyond their own needs and are willing to give of themselves for the betterment of a neighbor in need. People are experienced compromised wellness, physically, psychologically, economically, and spiritually. So let's be attentive to the needs of others in our communities and do our best to help. The Apostle Paul also encouraged us to be faithful in prayer. Prayer means so much to us. Prayer is often thought of as us talking to God. And yes, we certainly do that. Yes, prayer is that. What a privilege we have to carry everything to God in prayer. We can express to God our innermost concerns, our highs and our lows. We can tell God of our greatest concerns, our fears, our burdens, our sorrows, and our joys. We can be authentic before God in our prayer time. But we can also, in our reflective moments in prayer, hear from God. God graciously speaks to us as we engage in a two-way dialogue that we call prayer time. And in that dialogue, God leads, guides, and directs us. So be encouraged today to continually attend to a time of prayer. Ask God for wisdom in how to go forward. People now are developing strategies to navigate through the uncertainty, and that is great. I just want to remind us to be faithful in prayer so that we may be led in the right direction. I'm Rev Jay Stuart Glover, and you're listening to Faith Talk. These episodes are available on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, YouTube, and other podcast platforms. So please share with your family and friends. Visit the website at www.revjstuartglover.com, where you can subscribe, where you can leave a review, you can leave your comments, and reach out to me directly by email. God bless you. Thank you for joining our global listening audience. And please remember to be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, and faithful in prayer. Amen.